A very good morning to you, dear listener, and welcome to Perspectives, a current affairs discussion program on Agate Radio 95.5 Star FM, Makudi, Benue State. Today, the 7th day of October 2024, this edition of Perspectives shall focus on the review of local government elections in Benue State. Last Saturday, the Benue State Independent Electoral Commission did organize elections across the 23 local government areas of the state for the purpose of electing a chairman, their deputies, as well as councillors for the 276 council wards across the state. Already, the results for that election was announced yesterday, being Sunday. And as at this morning, images have surfaced in the media space, particularly on the social media, indicating that the governor of Benue State, Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia, has already sworn in the 23 elected council chairmen in the state. This election has generated varied reactions from citizens as well as political parties that have participated in the election. There are many who argue that the election was marred by irregularities. There are also allegations that voting did not take place in most of the polling units across the state. So many arguments concerning this election. In all, did it deepen the democratic culture for the purpose of electing leaders at the grassroots? Does it portend the future of better elections at local government level in the state and the country in general? These are some of the issues which I try to interrogate on this edition of the program. I have been joined here in the studio by three analysts who cut across some of the major political parties that participated in the election. First is the state chairman, Interparty Advisory Council, who is also the state chairman of Labour Party in Benue State, Engineer Idoko Otene. It's good to have you join us on Perspectives. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Nat. Thank you for having me once again.
Thank you. We also have an APC Stalwart. He is the factional spokesperson of the All Progressives Congress in Benue State, Mr. Daniel Morgan Ihomon. Good to have you join us, Dan Morgan Ihomon.
Thank you, Nat. But let me clarify this issue. The APC in Benue State is not factionalized. It's only one, and it's headed by Commodore Austin Agada, who is the chairman of the state. Thank you.
Okay, that's a subject of debate, which is outside our focus anyway. I've also have on the program a stalwart of the People's Democratic Party Benue State, a chieftain of that party, Daniel Pila, has also joined us on Perspectives. Good to have you join us, Mr. Pila.
Thank you, my brother.
My name is Nathaniel Nongu, welcoming you to this Monday edition of Perspectives. And if you are tuning into the program for the first time, kindly be informed that Perspectives is audience participatory. It usually comes on the airwaves Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every week, 9 to 11 a.m. And at 10 o'clock, we allow you, the listener, to call in and participate, share thoughts with us on what we are discussing. The number through which you can reach us at 10 o'clock on the program is 0814-335-9292. 0814-335-9292. That line is available at 10 o'clock for calls. In the meantime, the line for SMS and WhatsApp chat through which you can also participate is 0912-699-9404. 0912-699-9404. You may log on to our website on www.agateradio.tv.com to also listen to us. Download the Agate Radio and TV app from Google Play Store, which serves you to listen to the radio, watch the television, as well as read the newspaper online. We're available on Radio Garden and on social media platforms where this program is also streaming. Join us and be a part of the discussion. I'd like to begin with you, Engineer Idoko Otene, you are the chairman of Labour Party and Interparty Advisory Council in the state. Give us an assessment of this election which has just been conducted at the local government level.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nag, and our listeners, wherever you are. Please, you will permit me to give an inside and privileged information to be able to build a background on some of the comments I will be making.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I'm privileged to be the chairman of IPAC, that comprises all political parties in Benue State, besides being the chairman of Labour Party in Benue State. And because of that privilege, there are some information and things that I might know and people outside wouldn't. So when they hear me speak, they get confused. So I want to clear the air. Now, we started this journey for these local government elections about 3 months ago, if I'm right, 3-4 months ago, with then Honorable John Cheng as the BSEC chairman. We were called for stakeholder meetings. The timetable was released, and we were told what to be expecting in the course of the election. All political parties that were interested participated in the stakeholder meeting. We air our views, and I want to believe it was taken into consideration. Subsequently, we keep having such stakeholder meetings with the BSEC, who is the constituted authority to conduct the local government elections in Benue State. We keep having such stakeholder meetings with them. They keep briefing us, telling us at whatever stage they are. When there are changes in the timetable, they keep us updated and things like that. And we were participating. And as IPAC chairman, I had direct access to BSEC and the chairman himself, Honorable John Cheng then. And we keep talking, trying to see how we can fine-tune the process to give us a free and fair election. And that said, along the line, John Cheng was relieved. Honorable Barrister Tambo, if I get it right, Tambo Aka,
yes,
came in.
Tambo Wa.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Came in. And the conversation still continued. When there were adjustments in the timetable, he invited us. We look at it. We made our own input into it. And then we go about building our own parties to participate in the election. Now, throughout this process, let me say here, I observe that the government and BSEC seems to have demonstrated sincerity and commitment to see to it that we have free and fair election. And that is why if you look at the participant in the election, it has never happened before in Benue State. We have 8 political parties participating in this election. And why is it so? And people seem not to ask this question. It's because BSEC created that environment and opened the doors, keep engaging this political party, giving them assurances that they intend to conduct a free and fair election. And that is why in the history of Benue, and I have said it and some people question it, I said in the history of Benue, in my over 10 years in participating in electoral process, local government electoral council polls, I've never seen a situation where the government, in quote, seems to be open to a free and fair election. And that is why you see we have a lot of political parties participating. At the end of the day, we have 5 political parties that went to fielding candidates across to tell you the kind of atmosphere, the kind of environment that was created for the elections. So that is why you see it attracted a lot of political parties to participate. Now that is an indication that people or the parties seems to have developed confidence in what BSEC is doing. And that is why you see me, I give them credit in some spaces, because we all saw it and encouraged participation, and they gave us all the necessary information we need, the guidelines, the rule, we were always updated, and then And then at the end of the day, we got to the field. Let me summarize so that we can all make contribution.
Very well.
Yes, at the end of the day, we got to the field. But what happened in the field, I believe it will be the subject of our discussion here as we continue. Thank you.
Okay, before I get to your other co-discussants, when you started by tracing the history of the former chairman of the commission who was planning for the election, are you aware he had fixed a date initially for November 16, and suddenly he was removed from the office? The new one came and gave it a date which was earlier than the one of November. Did that still reflect transparency in the timeline of preparation for the election by the commission?
Yes, I'm aware, and in our engagement subsequently, we were made to understand, you and I know that there is a Supreme Court judgment that said that every local government should be able to conduct her election within 3 months, 90 days from when that judgment was given. And in a bid to meet that timeline, I want to believe, in the bid to meet that timeline, and that was why you see there was this, I know that my party is participating. They have not, because they wanted to meet the deadline of the Supreme Court judgment, they only gave 1 month for preparation for the election, just 4 weeks, as I speak to you. Why? Because they want to attempt to beat the deadline that the Supreme Court gave, that every state must be able to have conducted her elections before the end of October. I want to believe that is why the timetable also became necessary for the government in their discretion. I might not agree with it, but in their discretion, decided to shift the timetable to October so that they can beat the time. I think that is the reason, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Hyomon, your party participated. By the way, when you opposed to not being the factional spokesperson of the APC, the reason is that it is in public domain that the National Working Committee of your party dissolved the ESCO, which you are part of, under the SY chairman, Austin Agada. And you have been signing statements, parading yourself as spokesperson for the party anyway. And you are also aware a caretaker committee of the party has been set up currently with your colleague in the party, James Oguga, who is appointed spokesperson and organizing secretary for the APC, the caretaker committee. By the way, our efforts to get him feature also on this program did not yield result, but you are a stakeholder of the APC. Give us an assessment of the election. Are you satisfied with the conduct of the exercise?
Let me make it clear once again that the state ESCO of APC in Benue State has not been dissolved. The National Working Committee does not have the powers to dissolve the stakeholder committee, an elected stakeholder executive committee of a party. We were elected just like them. And of course, even before the dissolution, there was a court injunction that stopped the National Working Committee from even attempting to even remove, add or carry out any dissolution of the state executive committee. The matter is in court, so I won't go much on it. But
yes,
very clearly from our constitution,
that is not
the National Working Committee doesn't have the powers to do what they claim.
Yeah, so
done.
It is good that you pointed out the matter is in court, and we don't like commenting on issues sub judice. So let's stay on our discussion, which is a review of the local government elections. Give us your own assessment, the transparency, fairness, and credible rating of the election.
I would like to first of all commend my friend, Engineer Otene. Otene will make a very good spokesperson for BSEC. I think he should be a spokesperson for BSEC.
Okay.
But
you may have your reasons as to why you are saying so. Maybe he wants to resign his position as Labour Party chairman, and you are campaigning for him. You politicians campaign a lot, but if he wants to contest for that position, if it's available for contest, I'm sure he will indicate interest.
Clearly,
let's stay on our discussion.
We, as a party, we went to do the elections. We did nominations, and I want to thank the people of Benue for coming out on Saturday, on the 5th, to vote for APC in the state. It shows that our party is rooted, it's accepted across the board in Benue. And we also commend BSEC for the elections, the governor of Benue State, His Excellency, Reverend Father Hyacinth Dalia, just sworn in local government chairman, but he did not swear in candidates of the APC. Those who he swore in were not people who won the elections. They were not candidates of the APC. And so that is...
You stated earlier commending Benue people for voting for the APC at the polls. So if they voted for the APC and you had for these candidates that were sworn in, they are on which political party platform?
That is where we'll get to there. We'll go to that point. Okay. And I said clearly that we did primaries in the APC. List was submitted. Our primaries were done on the 24th of August, and list was submitted to BSEC on the 30th of August. And so we believe that those are the candidates that ran for the elections. And so we don't know what has happened, but we're keeping our fingers crossed.
Okay, this leads us to, much as we hate to dive into the crisis in your party, you also mentioned that you submitted a list of candidates, but you are also aware that a caretaker committee, which came to be constituted by the National Secretariat of your party, is the one that superintended over the conduct of this election, and the spokesperson for that caretaker committee and organizing secretary, James Ogoga, is also in public domain that submitted a list to BSEC. So does it mean your party feeded two lists of candidates to BSEC for the election?
Let me make it clear. The primaries for APC in this local government election was done before the legal caretaker committee was even constituted. The election was conducted on the 24th of August.
That's the primary election?
Yes, primary election was conducted on the 24th of August. And at that time, there was nothing like a caretaker committee anywhere.
Okay. So
and the caretaker committee do not have the mandate to conduct primary elections. It is not in the APC constitution. The APC constitution is very clear. The APC is a party of law, it's a party of rules, and we have rules and processes that guides our party.
So back to my question, did your party feed two lists of candidates, two separate lists of candidates for the election?
Well, that will depend on what, for as far as we're concerned, the party submitted one list. It is left for BSEC, who is the arbiter or the body that is in charge of the elections, to come out and tell Benue people.
Okay, we'll go along. Pila, you are a stakeholder of the PDP, which also participated in the election. What is your transparency and credibility rating of the just conducted local government election in the state?
Okay. First and foremost, I want to commend your station because I am coming to your station for the first time on a program like this. I think I need to commend you guys for the wonderful job you're doing here. I want to thank you for that. Back to your question. I feel very ashamed to call what happened on Saturday an election. I feel very, very ashamed because what took place on Saturday was nothing close to an election. And so I cannot call what happened on Saturday an election. The truth is that we are all in Benue. We witnessed what happened. Like the Labour Party chairman, Idoko Otene, rightly said, prior to Saturday, BSEC, the umpire, gave us an understanding, gave us the notion that they were going to give us a free, fair, and credible elections. And so we went all out to participate in the election, believing that they were going to keep to their words. But what happened on Saturday was not an election, to the best of my knowledge. And the party's position is very clear. The party has already issued a statement. We are calling for a total cancellation of what happened on Saturday. I don't want to call it an election because it was not close to an election. And so we are calling for a total cancellation of that election, if they want to call it an election. Let a fresh election be conducted. Give us the opportunity. Give electorates the opportunity to exercise their franchise. If you go around the state in all the 23 local governments, it is either non-sensitive materials were not sent. In fact, in some areas, the sensitive materials were not sent. In some areas, even the non-sensitive materials were not sent. You could have just a container with a sticker of ballot, so whatever name they wanted to give it, and it stopped at that. There was nothing else. In a few areas where they have APC chieftains, they will send a few ballot papers to that particular polling unit, where the person who is a chieftain will pretend to be voting. The cameras will take the shots, and after that, nothing happened again. And so, the election in all the 23 local governments where they took election materials to, those election materials, if they were sent, remained at the local government headquarters. They never went to any council ward. I come from Ukum local government council. My council ward is at the headquarters is Chito. Nothing of such took place in Chito. Not even in my polling unit where I vote. And so in Ukum, there was no election. What happened was that the few materials that were sent, they were taken to one particular, to a particular building owned by a chieftain of the APC, and they were printing, ballot stuffing. The videos are there. Unfortunately for them, I don't know, amongst themselves, someone recorded and posted on the social media. It happened in my local government, and that's the kind of thing they want us to believe was an election. As a party, we are saying there was no election on Saturday. We want a total cancellation of that election. Let a fresh election be conducted. Let INEC keep to their words. Let them keep to their guidelines. They told us they were going to conduct a credible, free and fair election. And we went all out to participate. People spent their money. I don't want to go into the budget and all those things. I don't want to go into those things. But the picture they painted to Benue people was that of an umpire that was prepared to do a credible election. I don't know, like Engineer Nathaniel rightly said here, there was change in leadership at the BSEC. Whether that may have occasion, I don't know. I don't want to speak for them. But what happened on Saturday clearly was not an election.
Okay, Engineer Otene.
Yes.
You pointed out earlier the assurance given by BSEC to political parties that there was going to be a level playing field for free, fair, and transparent conduct.
Yeah.
Was that promise kept by the Commission?
One of the impression they created to us, as collaborated by my colleague from PDP, we all had high hopes that this is going to be free and fair. Unfortunately, what we saw on Saturday was not exactly what we were expecting. I'm being careful here to say that there are polling units, there are places where elections were conducted, where my party clearly won. Even the returning officer declared Labour Party as a winner. Now, the point I'm trying to make is this: assuming this election is allowed to be conducted on a free, fair atmosphere as promised by BSEC and encouraged by the Benue State government, that is going to be free and fair, I can assure you that we will have been winning, various political parties will have been winning this election, and the credit wouldn't have just not gone to BSEC alone, but to the government. But unfortunately, that is not what we saw on the field. But while in the course of the preparation, the impression was that it's going to be free, it's going to be fair. But by the time we got to wondering what happened between BSEC that gave us all the assurances and to the field, let me point out here that at the time when the sensitive materials seems not to be released, I was on top of the game. I even issued a press statement that maybe some of you read it, that I'm suspecting a gameplay. But BSEC, that's why when I speak, my brother here say I will be a good spokesman for BSEC, because there are privileged information that I know and there are areas which I participated as IPAC chairman to see to it that we have a free and fair election. When I raised that alarm, BSEC quickly respond by calling us, the political party, to come and monitor the dispatchment of those sensitive materials. And I'm going to say this with all humility. Please, I don't want to be misunderstood. It's because this is something I witnessed. This is something I participated in. I was a witness to when BSEC were sending out vehicles with containers of materials for election. I have the pictures. I have everything taken. They are on record. Now, the issue now is this. By the time this material were dispatched, did they get to the polling unit? I think that is our area of concern. Because
exactly, which is the question we should be asking, because your party participated. So
very well.
Give us an understanding of what your party faced at the various polling units across the 276 council wards in the 23 local governments of the state.
There is a particular area where even the returning officer announced Labour Party as a winner in the ward in the councillorship election. So that is why I'm saying that assuming BSEC stood by their word to conduct a free and fair election as promised, and I'm showing you that there are many places that we, Labour Party, will have won these elections. But because that didn't happen, for whatsoever reason, I think we'll put that before BSEC, and the authority intelligence at the field was that there are cases where material never came, okay? Even though we witnessed the dispatch of those materials at the BSEC, there are places where the materials never came. There are areas or places where the materials were hijacked by power brokers in the area, in the community, and it caused a lot of chaos within the environment. There are places where, as my colleague here rightly pointed out, it was just a ceremonial voting that just took place, and that was it. So if you ask me for my assessment, I think on the field assessment, I would say that it was poorly managed. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Hyomon, your party participated in the election, whichever faction. You have disabused our minds that there's no faction of the APC. But the interesting aspect is that you issued a statement congratulating the APC for winning. Did voting take place across Benue State for candidates of your party to emerge winners of the election?
Absolutely. But I'll come back to my brother Idoko Otene, who is talking from both sides of his mouth. Otene, I watched him on tape
for
commending
Mr. Hyomon.
Commending BSEC for conducting a free and fair election. It is even reported in newspapers.
Let me
and for him to sit here and begin to say that election was not conducted,
let me interrupt you, Candy, before you go on. Let us respect. Let us respect ourselves on this program as co-discussants.
I do. I have respect for him.
I wouldn't want you to refer to him as talking from both sides of his mouth.
No, but I can bring out facts before you here. There are newspaper publications where the chairman of Labour Party commended BSEC for conducting credible, free and fair elections in on Friday.
Let's choose to be
Can I read from the newspaper for you?
Excuse me.
And I watched him live. For my brother, Daniel, the PDP person.
I think what I said, sir, please let me interject. I think what I said was that I
have my time.
BSEC.
I will have my time. I read from.
I will allow you to.
Can I have my time? I read even from the newspapers today's
all I'm asking is let's stay on the line of civility. Okay.
Of course.
Let's be civil.
But we have to put facts for bring people to hear
in a civil way.
Yeah, we have to put facts for
stay
for
on civil. Yes.
And so for my brother from the PDP, I like to make him understand that this elemented BSEC for doing a wonderful job, and so they shouldn't be talking from both sides. Because the party, they love the party, they believe in the party, and they voted for our candidates in the elections.
Okay, there again you go. Earlier on, you said the candidates that are sworn in are not members of the APC, and here
I did not say they are not members of the APC. Please, I only said that is not the list. Those are not candidates of the APC in this election.
Anyway, the program, Hyomon, on the position he is dissenting with you, that you are at a point commending BSEC and also disagreeing that there was no voting. He is of the opinion that there was voting and the APC won.
Yeah, I've tried to be very clear with my statement, so that I don't get misunderstood. I said the preparation. I commended BSEC for the preparation. Even my colleague here acknowledged. And that is why you see there was massive participation by political party because of the way and manner BSEC gave us the impression that there's going to be a free and fair election. That, sir, I'm not ashamed to commend them for that effort. I saw it played out. I commend them for that effort. But what happened in the field is what we are talking about. Okay?
Very well.
Yes, what happened in the field. But when we are speaking in terms of preparation, which I am privileged and privy to know some of the things that happened, the material, I raise an alarm when the sensitive material seems to be delayed for dispatching. I raise an alarm. And they immediately responded by inviting us, political party, to come and witness the dispatching of the materials. So they gave us that impression that there's going to be a free and fair election. So what he is saying, I'm commending BSEC and say I can be a good spokesperson for BSEC, is because I am saying what I have observed from the beginning, from the starting of this election preparation to the time at which the election was conducted in the field. By the time the election got to the field, it was not exactly what we were hoping for because of the impression we were given. I told you that there was never been a time, and I stand to be corrected, in the history of Benue where 8 political parties gave in their best to participate in an election like this time around.
Anyway, Mr. Otene, maybe we should be asking that, is it because the financial autonomy is granted to local government councils, which chairman, if elected, according to the Supreme Court pronouncement, that councils will be responsible for their funds directly, that it has sure of participation in the election, or you believe it's as a result of BSEC readiness to deliver a transparent poll?
Well, that could be an assumption. Whether it is because of the autonomy being granted that encourage participation, or whether it is because I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I saw. I'm telling you what I participated in the preparation, okay? What I am preview to be part of. So, but if the motivation is because there's going to be local government autonomy that encourage people and parties to participate, why not? Why not? And let me also say this, please, quickly. In my speech, and that is why I'm surprised that as part of my speech was deliberately not quoted. And then I was quoted also out of context. There was selective statements that were quoted by some of the papers. I saw them. In my speech, I made it clear in that place that Labour Party, we are going to Labour Party is going to consult with her candidate and her stakeholders, and are going to come out with a position concerning this election.
I get radio reported that.
Thank you.
You
reported that. Thank you. It was only I Get Radio that took that part of the news. I'm surprised why other news ignore that part. You see, this is the problem we are having with some of the news we read sometimes, especially on social media. We need to be careful enough to sift them and go for the truth. It was only I Get Radio that reported that part. So what am I saying is that Labour Party as at now have not come out with official statement concerning this election. But I'm assuring you that before the end of today, what is delaying our statement concerning this election is this interview. I have to honor this interview because I respect this radio. You are doing a very fantastic job. What is delaying our statement is this radio interview. By the time we are done, we have already scheduled a stakeholder meeting and all the candidates that participated. Now, let me say this, sir, please.
Yes, briefly.
Yeah, briefly.
Yes.
We don't jump into statement. We are gathering our facts. As I speak to you, we have not collected the so-called result sheet. We have not have it yet, the CTC for the result for the elections. We have not having that. We want to collect our document, collect every necessary information before we will receive it. We will look at it, sensitize it, actuate it, and then we will come out with a statement, our next line of action. But as it is now, Labour Party as a party has not come out with a statement. We don't want to come out with a statement that cannot be justifiable. We don't want to come out with a statement that we cannot defend. And that is why we are being careful as a responsible political party. Thank you.
Dear listener, if you are just tuning in, you are listening to Perspectives on Agate Radio 95.5 Star FM Makurdi. We are reviewing the conduct of the local government elections in Benue State. And leading the discussion here in the studio is the State Chairman, Interparty Advisory Council, and also the Chairman of Labour Party in Benue State, Engineer Idoko Otene. Daniel Morgan is the APC Stalwart and factional spokesperson of the APC in Benue State. Daniel Pila is a People's Democratic Party stalwart in Benue State. These are the discussants on the program. And later at 10 o'clock, you can participate by calling in on 0814-335-9292. 0814-335-9292. In the meantime, the line for SMS and WhatsApp chat is already activated, through which you can contribute by reaching the line 0912-699-9404, 0912-699-9404. Kindly remember to include your full name and the location you are sending your message from. If you are utilizing WhatsApp or text, please keep your message very brief. Log on to our website on www.agateradio.tv.com to also listen to us and access every other content of Agate Radio and TV. You may download the Agate Radio and TV app from Google Play Store, which serves you to also listen to us and access our content. We're available on Radio Garden and on social media platforms where this program is streaming as well. Mr. Ihyomo, I'll come back to you later on. Pila, I'm with you this time, and your party has already called for the cancellation of this exercise, demanding that a fresh one be conducted. Does it mean this election did not deepen a democratic culture, which your party takes as a position?
First and foremost, I want to commend my friend and brother, Mr. Dan Ihyomo. He's doing a very tough job. Because the position he is, I understand clearly with him, and I think I sympathize with him. Everybody on the streets in Makurdi, in Boko, in Otokbo, in Agatu, in Ukum, all over the state, a little child that is 10 years can tell you there was no election on Saturday. And so, to say that there was an election on Saturday clearly indicates how tough his job is. I sympathize with him. What has happened is a clear dent on the integrity of the present governor and BSEC. Rightly said that there was going to be free, fair, and credible election. BSEC told all of us this thing. And when we went to the field on Saturday, what we met was a direct opposite of what we were told prior to the election. And so, today, to say that election has deepened democracy I want to be very careful with my words. There was no election on Saturday, so we cannot be talking of deepening democracy. What happened on Saturday was a carried. The names of the people that have been announced were already written in Makurdi. I want to believe so, because in some areas where they even took those materials, they were still on the field. Announcements were already made in Makurdi that so and so person has won. And so you begin to imagine whether these people had already conducted their election prior to sensitive materials left BSEC office in Makurdi. They didn't get to the local government. In my local government, we didn't see them. A few of them that were brought to Kum on that day were sent to somebody's house where massive thumb printing took place. There are videos on the social media to ascertain what I'm saying. And so what happened on Saturday is a slap on democracy. It has murdered democracy in Benue State. You cannot do this kind of thing and then expect that your government should have legitimacy. You can see how only this morning I saw pictures of swearing in, which I believe, I suspect strongly, was done overnight. Because from the pictures you could clearly see that this thing was not in the morning, it was done in the night. And so why the hurry? That tells you that what they did was wrong. They know it. They know that it's good. There may be an uproar, and so they hurriedly announced candidates, and then before you know it, they went ahead and sold them in the night, in the middle of the night, so that by daybreak we are only seeing pictures that so and so person was sworn in for this A, B, and C local government. Democracy in Benue under the present government is seriously in jeopardy. I want to be very careful, but it's a murder on democracy. What has happened in Benue, particularly as the thing continues, I'm afraid there will be serious boycott, because people turned up on that day. If you move around the state, and particularly in Makudi, you could see a lot of voters coming out to vote because they were told election materials will come. People queued up in various polling units from 7 a.m. until 4 p.m. They didn't see anything. They started hearing announcements on the radio. Just tell me, if you are the person, will you still go out tomorrow if they tell you that local government election is taking place? Nobody is going to do that. I think the integrity of BSEC is seriously in question. BSEC has put her integrity on the line based on what they did on Saturday. Because, like Engineer Otene said, from the beginning, it was well. They gave all the assurances. They told us everything was going to be fine. But on Saturday, when we got to the field, we saw a different thing. This has clearly shown that there are people that we cannot trust because they don't keep to their words. We can't trust them any longer. And so the integrity as an umpire and the integrity of the government that has made sure this body is in place has been called to question. We cannot talk about deepening democracy based on what happened on Saturday. What has happened I'm trying to be very careful with my words. What happened on Saturday has only gone ahead to tell us the kind of government that we have. Because when they say one thing, they will do another thing. That is what we've been told. And that is what exactly took place on Saturday.
No, from my assessment, BSEC did what it was supposed to do, and
what it was supposed to do by disenfranchising voters, like your co-discussants alleged.
No, my co-discussant, as I was saying, I'll go back to him again. Of course, you have brought him in, the chairman of IPAC and the chairman of Labour Party, Engineer Otene. When he made the con results, he was the only man who spoke, party chairman who spoke at that event. And he clearly stood up and commended BSEC for doing a wonderful job. So I'm wondering what might have happened between that time and now.
Morgan, the picture is not just about the IPAC chairman. The picture is about what you also saw in the field. What members of your, away from the IPAC chairman?
Voting took place. Of course, there is no perfect election anywhere. There's no perfect election anywhere. And so voting took place. And of course, BSEC announced the parties that won. And our party won the elections.
It won by just winning, or voters actually voted for them, and there are evidence that voting too.
If there are no votes, how would they win?
Okay. Engineer Otene.
Yes.
With you now, 23 local government chairmen and 276 councillors, all declared on the platform of the APC. To what extent does this deepen democracy, that an election contested and one political party wins all the seats available. And another interesting aspect is so on and so forth. We're also expecting that BSEC at the State Coalition Center, we also announce the figures.
Of course, exactly.
Yes.
Well, we expected that. It was just a screenplay that they demonstrated the scores. And this also brings me to talk about the integrity of the whole process. And this is why you see people seem not to have confidence in the state-conducted election by the state government. People seem not to have confidence, and they are continually challenging it. And thankfully, to begin to conduct state elections. And this is the fear people keep expressing. When governors are allowed to conduct election, or states are allowed to conduct election, the government in power automatically declare themselves as winners. That is not fair. I gave you a typical example in a place. Permit me, let me quote it so that I am on record here. In Negumale Ward 2, the records are there. My Labour Party has a situation room where we receive reports of what is going on at the field. And that was why in my comment, I told them, because as at the time that press conference was held in BSEC, I haven't started receiving clear on the field reports yet. What we are saying, sir, the election from the reports we have collected from the field, from our intelligence, has not been very fair, and it is not, it doesn't go well. And I stated again, in Egumale Ward 2, where the election seems to have hold, and that's why I say I'm always careful, because there are areas, the election held in Egumale Ward 2, and our candidate in that ward was declared winner by the returning officer.
You mean candidate of chairmanship or
councillorship?
Okay.
Was declared winner in that Egumale Ward 2.
Okay.
The councillor. So this is telling you that if the election has been allowed in a free and fair atmosphere or environment as being promised, I am assuring you that Labour Party will have won. That didn't happen. And I told you that we are discussing the on-the-field assessment and the credibility of this election. I think there is a need to call for a review of the election, and I'm careful with my word. I wouldn't want to say there is a need to cancel the election. I say there is a need to call for a review. And at the end of the day, then we can take a clear decision on which is going to be the best for the state. My position is that this election, there is a need for review. All stakeholders need to be called and addressed so that we can properly review what happened. And if it means to go about the election all over again, why not? But our position is that there is a need to review this election, because it is shown clearly that if this election has been allowed to be conducted in a free and fair atmosphere, Labour Party will have been winning. Those are our challenges. This is part of our query. Thank you.
Anyway, you are of the Labour Party, which is why you are saying, could it be that it would have just been Labour Party to have won, or other parties too would have won, or just Labour Party?
Well, being sincere, I wouldn't have claimed that Labour Party will have won all, because I know there are areas of our strength, which I'm sure if the election have taken place there, free and fair, we will have won. I know that particular. I know our strengths, I know our weaknesses as a party. I won't be fool to think. And I assume APC also to consider that. They should know their strength, they should know their weaknesses. PDP should know their strength, know their weaknesses. Other political parties that participated in this election know their strength and their weaknesses. So most parties that participated put more effort in the area or in the places of their strength. And that is what we did in Labour Party. And that is why I see insisting in Egumale Ward 2, where in Ado local government, where we know we are strong, where the election was conducted free and fair, there was an announcement that Labour Party won. It's on record.
That's the returning officer at that ward level.
So this is that's what we are saying.
At the State Coalition Center,
APC was announced. So you see, it began to put a dent on the credibility of the election.
Okay.
I want to sorry
quickly before I
okay.
come to you, Pila.
Okay.
I'm still with you, Mr. Otene. You called for a need for the review of the election, which is
Yes.
why for Agate Radio we have brought you the political parties concerned in-house to review, and also you hear from Benue people as when we open the telephone lines. So, as the IPAC chairman, are you seeing the direction of bringing your colleagues together? That is the political parties, bringing them together to review what happened on a table?
Yeah, we have been talking. We have a group where we have been talking, and then as IPAC, I'm sure that might likely be the position by the time we agree, the need to review the election, and then begin to take appropriate action on how to correct what happened. I'm being careful to call for the total cancellation of the election until when we begin to consult with the body responsible for the election and understand exactly what went wrong and why was it that we were given the impression that materials were dispatched, and then at the end of the day they didn't get to their destination. Why? We need to probe that. We need to know why this happened, even for the credibility of our future election. You see, one of the things we do in Nigeria is that our failure to do postmortem. Am I right with that word?
Very.
Our failure to do postmortem of events that happen so that we can take correction. I don't know if that is deliberate, or why we don't do that. So I think there is a need for every agency concerned that participated in this election, BSEC, the government instrument, the right there. And where we think these elections didn't happen as it should, if it means to call for re-election in those areas, yes, we should go for that. Please, I want to speak as a responsible party leader. Yes, so I'm being choosy and careful with my word. There is a need for review.
Okay. Mr. Pila,
Yes.
give us your thoughts on his call for...
Of my party, that we are calling for a total cancellation of the process. And I tell you, some of the reasons I've said on this program, I give you more of these reasons. There is that election declaration of results for a councillor has no business in Makurdi. The result for a council ward election should be declared at the council ward headquarters. It is what the returning officer for that particular council ward declares that should stand. And so you have 276 council wards in Benue State. You go and conduct elections in court because they say they conducted election. You return to Makurdi to announce the results from Igumale 2, from Atsendishi, from Obagaji in Makurdi. How does that happen? Even the local government elections, they are not supposed to be brought back to BSEC. If you conduct election, for every polling unit, you declare the result at the polling unit. The result is pasted. A copy is pasted there so that even as a journalist, if you go there now, you should see it. If you go to the council ward, you collect the results of all the polling units in that council ward and declare that result at the headquarters of the council ward. So where you have a councillorship election, that election has no business to be declared in Makurdi. The integrity of BSEC is seriously called to question. What happened on Saturday was a mockery on democracy. And so we are saying total cancellation. The results that were announced in Makurdi, were wrong. You are not supposed to come and announce results at the BSEC headquarters. For every local government, if you conduct election for Otukpo local government, that result should be declared in Otukpo. The person be returned elected in Otukpo and only proceeds to collect his certificate of return where BSEC will designate. But where you conduct election in 276 council wards, it was a premeditated result. The results were already written, and they were afraid that if we allow this to go out, maybe just like the chairman is, I was not in that door and I can't dispute him. Something might happen. The people who came out were our party supporters. They were willing to vote for the PDP, and if they had given us the level playing field which they promised, I am assuring you here that you would have been hearing that PDP won the greater number of local governments and council wards in the state. Our people came out with enthusiasm to vote, but what did happen on Saturday was a sham, a mockery on democracy, and the integrity of the umpire, BSEC, is seriously called to question.
Okay, Mr. Hyomo, let me have your thoughts on call for cancellation and review of the election briefly before we engage with. We're due to start taking calls, but I must have your thoughts.
Well, I don't speak for BSEC, but I know.
No, I'm not asking you to speak for BSEC. Your party, you said your party won, and your party has been declared. But obviously, your party that has got the victory will be cancelled out, right? So how do you react to their submissions, from review to being cancelled totally?
No, the election was conducted, and we won fair and square, as also ascended to by Idoko Otene. And so, for my PDP brother who I pity him a little, who has said called for total cancellation, I think it's not possible because the election has been won and lost.
Sorry, Mr. Nat. I'm sorry, but I think Dan is trying to do a mischief on the IPAC chairman.
No.
Honestly speaking.
Anyway,
honestly, but I don't want to respond to it. I don't want to respond to it. Thank you very much for highlighting.
Gentlemen, we are due to start taking calls, and we'll take a short breather before we we'll take the calls. Dear listener, if you are just tuning in, you are on to Perspectives. We'll go on a short break, and once we are back, we'll start taking calls. Welcome back from that short break, dear listener. If you're in Benue State, call in on the program on 0814-335-9292. 0814-335-9292. Once you connect with us, we'd like to know your full name and where you are calling from. Then make your submission. Keep it very brief and very civil in your engagement on the program. Good morning and welcome to Perspectives. Hello. Oh, we lost connection with that caller already. Let's try to engage with others. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning.
Mr.
Thank you.
My name is Orahi Theophilus Akajime.
Good to have you join us, Orahi Theophilus. Where are you reaching us from?
I'm calling from my office at Joseph Sawo Taka University in Makodi.
Okay.
Yes, I want to make a contribution on the topic of discourse.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, you see, elections are an integral part of democracy. And when you get your elections right, you have gone. What we saw yesterday, elections did not hold in many polling units. For example, the polling unit that is behind my house, no human and electoral materials were seen in that polling unit. But results were declared. I don't know what will be, the figures of those people who voted in that polling unit.
And your house where the polling unit is in which local government or which town?
Makodi local government, around Wuruku Market.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So, to be frank, the election fell short of our expectation. But I don't know if the current, the normal way of conducting elections, local government, conducting local government was, that is it.
Okay.
There is one Yes.
Theophilus,
However,
conclude now. Conclude, yes.
Okay, I want to please, however, this topic of this is very important topic. And it's a kind of advice I am giving to you, the moderator of this program. Whenever you bring on board panelists to discuss on such issues, please, because seasoned politicians, seasoned political analysts, to come and give us real facts and issues, unlike bringing on board agents of political stakeholders
that
to
is
come
not
and begin
acceptable.
to vent
Theophilus,
their fight on the radio.
hello,
It's not correct.
Theophilus, are you there? Hello, Theophilus,
yes,
listen to me, please.
Yes.
We don't accept that. That is not our acceptable standard on this program. These guests who are in the studio are qualified for this subject matter because they are directly involved as stalwarts of their political parties, so they are seasoned.
So, please, I'm with you. Have they contributed?
Thank you so much. We just need to make that clear to you and every other caller. You have made your points known, and also accept our choice and discretion of the guests who are on the program. Good morning.
Nathaniel, good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, good morning to all the guests in the studio. My name is Nongu from Akpa in Boko.
Okay, good to have you from Akpa, James Dondove.
Yes, as many have known and we say.
You want to change your...
Can you hear me now?
Speak on.
Okay, that elections are very important in a democratic setting. And when they are rightly done, people that are being voted, we have to recognize those that have voted them or waited. And at the end of the day, like here in Akpa, all the people gathered. We have many polling units here, and the boxes and the officials gathered in one place at Pila Primary and did everything there. And other polling units, nothing went there, and that is not how to do it. Because I know for sure the governor told us that we shouldn't go out to protest, and nobody went out to protest when the August protest was going out. That is how we respect a person that is doing well for us. And now he told us to vote for APC, that he will have a good backing to give him directions how we will govern the state, and would have done it. It was our way to do it that way, but we were enfranchised, and it's not done like that. We should have been given our opportunity to vote people, and at least some people would have been given opportunity.
Okay.
And we were not given the opportunity.
James, thank you. That's James from Akpai in Boko, where people were disenfranchised. We are hearing a reef from those electorate who are also involved too. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good to have you join us on Perspectives.
Yes, I'm Engineer Thomas Doyo. I'm calling from Manchester.
Okay, Thomas Doyongo. Good to have you join us on Perspectives.
Doyo, not Doyongo. Doyo.
Okay, Doyo. I'm so sorry. Doyo, go ahead. Please.
Yes, I want to speak about this election in our country here. They are giving us problems in the sense that we in the communities, we know who and who know our problem. In every part of the community, in every local government, and these challenges we are having them. It's not proper. If the leaders can please look into this problem, because in like these cases of this election, like that Saturday, what we are expecting, we do not see. People came out to vote. Before we know, everything changed, turned around, and they announced only APC. Like me, I'm an APC member, but that is not how to handle these matters. You allow us you allow the masses to vote who they want, who they know that came around to convince them with their campaign and what they can do for them. So please, my own appeal is for the leaders in charge. This kind of thing, especially for we Benue. Other governments have been going far long ago. We are just starting with this new government. And this kind of government, this part of local government section is not good for us. So please, they should proper look into this problem.
Thank you.
It's not proper at all.
Thank you, James. That's Thomas.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, that's Thomas. He said he's a member of the APC. You're a member of your party, but
It's where I listen to them from the other side of the radio. Yes, that's what politicians will do. Somebody once said that politicians are acrobat by nature, and they maintain their equilibrium by saying the opposite. Now, people have been calling that local government elections should be handled by the national electoral body, but they are not. The constitutions have not been reviewed yet. So long as it is state electoral bodies that are handling it, this is what is done all over Nigeria, every state. Let them prove me wrong. Every state they do. Were they expecting anything different, whether they did it right or wrong, it was the expected result that came out. And part governments series in all the states, that's what happens. It's not strange. But it's not that you brought them up there to do their own game. We're having a sweat time. Thank you very much.
Sunday, are you there? Hello, Sunday. Okay, Candy, before you go, you seem to rationalize what happened. So if it has been wrong in the past, nothing should change, including this present government.
Let me now answer. I'm not rationalizing this at all.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is that if you watch carefully, even the preparation, the way people turn out, the material, everything, this one looks more like a semblance of election than every other thing that has been done in the past. I don't know what happened in the field anyway. That is why we are saying, what I'm saying is that we should change.
It means you did,
yeah.
But did you vote? Were you able to vote at your end?
No, I was indisposed, so I couldn't go out. Even from my talk, you can see here.
Sunday, thank you.
Seriously. So what I was trying to say is that we should change our mentality towards doing things right. We shouldn't be complaining every year, every day like that.
Okay.
You talk.
Thank you very much. Your point is made, Sunday. Akwa 0814-335-9292. 08 conducted local government elections in Benue State. Good morning and welcome to Perspectives.
Hello, good morning.
Morning to you. Good to have you join us on Perspectives.
Yes, my name is Jude Upeve. I'm calling from Bakumegwe East.
Okay, Jude.
Thank you. First, let me appreciate the executive governor of Benue State for creating a level playing ground for all aspirants to participate in the local government election. You know, you can take a donkey to the river, but you can't force the donkey to take much water. We can't apportion blame here to the His Excellency, neither the BSEC chairman, because the BSEC chairman has staff that were delegated to carry out the exercise. Now, to the party hierarchy in various local government areas, who would have done the right thing? The reverse is the case now. People calling for the cancellation of the results. Now you can't blame the party hierarchy that hijacked the election.
Jude, hello, Jude. Hello, Jude. Are you there? It seems you don't get a grasp of our discussion. Let me draw you back a little bit. When you say the BSEC should not be blamed, does it mean who should be blamed for the alleged poor or irregularities recorded in the election? Who should be blamed?
We are all to be blamed.
Okay, thank you.
The change begins with you and I.
Okay.
If you do the right thing, I do the right thing, the society will become a better.
0814-335-9292. 0912-699-9404 is available for SMS and WhatsApp chat to us.
Hello.
You are on. Speak.
Hello.
Okay, once you connect with us, do us a favor by moving away from your radio so you may hear yourself. we may hear you from your end and not just shouting at you. Good morning.
Not.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, my regards to your panelists.
Thank you.
My name is Ephraim Nur, calling from Akbe.
All right, Ephraim, good to have you join us.
Thank you. Yes, elections are an integral part of democracy. And when we get it right, then we are on the right way. This has become a trend in Nigeria, not only Benue State. It has come to a point that the government in power turns around to take everything when it comes. We are the people that are voting. We are the grassroots people. We know who are with us. And we know who we want. Election materials will not get to us, but the results will be announced. We will only get it right if this narrative is changed. You cannot tell me that
276 consulorship candidates in Benue State. Any other party cannot get one. It is impossible. The government, the present government has been doing everything to put the state in place, but this is a dent on the government and BSEC, the parastatal saddled with the responsibility of conducting elections. You cannot tell me. We know our people knows us. Please, let us change the narrative. As far as these elections are left in the hands of state executives to conduct, we will continue to get this. They should align our elections.
Thank you so much for calling in. 0814-335-9292. 0814-335-9292. That's the line to participate on the program. Thank you for joining us on Perspective. Morning. This sounds like the first female caller we've been expecting on the program.
Okay, this is Yama Rosalind calling from Akodi Kanshio precisely.
Good to have you here on the program, Yama Rosalind.
Yes.
Speak to us.
Yes. I myself traveled that very Friday for election at Aliede, that is Benue East local government. I normally vote at Apple Garage. That is where I vote. But when I arrived there was nothing like any voting. We were there happily waiting for materials to arrive, but nothing to show up. It's a disgrace. It was just like a child's play. I am an APC candidate, but I wasn't happy on that very day.
You mean
if we are giving
Rosrin, you also contested the election? You are APC member, or you also contested the election?
I didn't contest, but I am just a member.
Oh, okay.
That is my party. I support APC.
Okay. Go ahead with your thoughts.
I wasn't happy at all. I wasn't happy with what happened on Saturday. They could have given other parties too the chance, or the 6 and 300 local government. It's only APC that won. It's not right. Not done like that.
Okay. Thank you, Rosemary, for calling in.
Thank you.
Thank you,
sir.
Okay, let's hear from you, not just members of political parties. This program is open to diverse opinions and diverse perspectives. All shades of opinion we accommodate, provided they are within the confine of our discussion. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for joining us on Perspectives.
Thank you so much. Thanks to the guests in the studio. My name is Jogundu. I'm calling from Sekombe here in Yako, in Makedi local government area.
Go ahead, speak to us, Jogundu.
Yes, my polling unit is at Yako, NKC Primary School. I went there to see things for myself. I was there around 9 police people or anything like voting materials at the polling unit. So I saw that there wasn't anything going on the ground. So I decided to leave. And that's the reason why I want to tell you people categorically that this local government elections is nothing but a shambles. Because in modern days, when you talk of elections in Nigeria, a party in charge of the affairs in every state in the federation will hijack the election. If whatsoever, today it is PDP and other political parties are doing, and that is what they normally do. Without conducting the elections, they will claim that elections have been conducted. But it is never a good trend. We should refrain from it, because with the electorates, they have not been giving us the opportunity to elect people we want in terms of leading us. And that's the reason why Nigeria as a country is dwindling every day. God is watching everything that we are doing on Judgment Day.
Let it also be heard that Jogun, that is in Makodi, Yako is in Makodi. So it gives you a picture of what happened, those who made this cipher. Hello, good morning.
Morning this morning, Terry Gav calling from International Market, Makodi.
All right, Terry Gav, good to have you. Speak to us.
Yes, I want to appreciate God so much for this very time we're in. And although what happened on Saturday, in short, for me, it's a thing of a past, but it has, in short, it's what has been happening in Benue, but I don't expect it to happen again. Like for my own side, I come to my village because the way I have heard the chairman of the BSEC speak about the election, I strongly believe for me to find myself in my village, in my polling unit, I would have been able to vote for the person of my choice. But for me to find myself there spending the transport to that place because of that purpose, I couldn't see any box to vote. Where?
In specifics. So where is...
Yes. I'm from Shaw Council Ward in Gwe East local government. My polling unit, I'm sure the number of the polling units, I can't call it precisely, but my polling unit is no 2. So there was no any box was being found there. But where I'm saying is this: thousands of people can vote someone, and what we need is credible. Even one person can bring someone, and the person can be credible. It has come and gone. But I think that is not the game of politics. And we are into democracy now, where everybody have access to what he can do, but where many people can be oppressed. But when the result had come out, so if the people that have been voted, if they can come and change us narratives from our various villages, fine. But if they didn't perform, I think that is where we have problem into the game.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
There you go. Thank you very much for calling in and letting Benue people know exactly what happened. We hope the authorities are listening. So INEC should question the officials they deployed with the sensitive materials and didn't take it to some of these places. I think that should be part of the review, if at all such a review is going to come up. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us on Perspectives.
Yes. Yeah, I'm Maluga Cholomo, calling from Chomo, Benue State.
Okay, Maluga Cholomo, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Malu.
Yes. Election, even for my side, Chomo, we did not see any vote. But one thing I know for sure, that is how Nigeria has fought. I begin to watch other states. That is how these people do. And PDP do it before. Now they are trying. Yes, well, somebody said APC was trying by then. Now PDP is trying too. Talking of level politics, it just come down. It will come to him. We know how things work here. And one thing for sure that I know, one thing I pray that God, the people that even if it's selection, the people that the governor selects, they should be good people and do the best thing that tomorrow we will know that tomorrow God will see as if the people do not do well. But if the people do well, we don't care all these things. And one thing I know that PDP say, if you are not comfortable, you should go to court. So everybody should just put down and go to court.
Okay.
Let the matter finish. Right. Everybody should go to court.
Okay. Thank you, Maluga Cholomo. Go to court has become a popular phrase, especially when elections are concerned in Nigeria. They say go to court. So, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you
and the guest in the studio.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Asogoni Dogara is my name. I'm calling you from North Bank.
Good to have you join us, Asogoni Dogara.
Thank you. First, I must commend the Benue electorate for what has happened on Saturday. In the process, there was no report of any violence anywhere, so we are happy for that. Then, back to what has happened. Earlier, before now, I raised a land that it will be a selection and not election. But in the words of Niccolo Machiavelli, he said the ends justify its means. Those who have been voted for and they have been sworn in, let them do the right thing so that we, the Benue electorate, should forget the horrible situation we have passed through. Then where I want to land is that until INEC will take charge of local government elections in Nigeria, we will not get it right. The call for creation of another body to conduct local government, I am not aligned with that. So for this process, I accepted that INEC should conduct local government elections. That is where we will get it right. Thank you. God bless our state, Benue.
God bless you too, Asogoni Dogara. Thank you for calling in. Let's take a few messages. We'll begin from our live stream feed on Facebook. Some comments there. Emmanuel Bem Atse, what happened in Benue was in no way close to elections. Rather, it was selection. Bem says he's watching from Abuja. Thank you, Bem, for joining us. City Leonard, he said he joined the discussion from Ali Edegwe's local government. He says, I appreciate the peace, love, and understanding that exists among the party leaders that allowed them to come together to discuss on this program this morning. All the parties together, and even when there are dissenting opinions, they agree and dissent on where they should. Ihom T. Koma says, good morning, Agate Radio. What happened in Benue last Saturday was a total disgrace to Benue people, considering the modern and advanced world we are in now, and categorically I call for total cancellation of the elections. Chief Ihom from Bajimba.
Thank you.
Okay, Ihom from Bajimba, that's in Goma. Thank you for sending in your comments on our live stream feed. Good morning.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us.
Okay, good morning. My name is Peter Ode. I'm calling from High Level.
Okay, Peter Ode, good to have you here.
Yes, I want to thank the guests in the house and you, the presenter. Balance reportage from our media house in Benue State. Because I'm talking about the Labour Party. 2 radio houses will report that the man said this was the first credible election that happened in Benue State. I was of the icon.
Hello, put it in proper understanding so we hear you.
So it is only radio that not say like that. But the 2 radio houses that say that the man, even they reported his voice, man. The man said that this was the first. Let it go back so that they will repeat that statement again, let that the whole world hear. Because of our listening to the 2 radio houses, we listened to it very skillfully. That was the statement we heard. Then some of us was happy that okay, now that the election is free and fair, we are happy.
Which he said part of it was not taken, and I pointed it out to him that Agedodio took it, and he also accepted. So he didn't deny his.
But, one of his party was one in one of the lawyers on head and said that it's a.
You.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. In any case, when you are alleged of credible, non-credible reportage or balanced, for us here at Agate Radio, we hear all the sides, which is why he is here. We also allow him to defend his position again for you to hear him clearly. So for us, we are, as a matter of principle, policy, balance, and fairness, accuracy in our reports, we must.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I am Tekula Haji from Batiagbo Local Government.
Good to have you join us, Haji.
Yes. I want to appreciate you and the guests in the studio.
Thank you.
Like other scholars said, in my village, not possible to mention, we don't see any ballot box. But the election result has announced yesterday. One thing I want to comment is that we not created a room for argument here. Like the last caller, I followed him. That is not an argue this thing we are here online. If you talk what happens in your place,
Very
leave
well.
other places.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
And you know, I want to appreciate what the Benue State government is doing, and other states too. If the candidates that brought in, the APC have won or I appreciate them. We need credible people, as they claim to be credible election, and we need credible people. Let's do development.
Okay.
That is all.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Ajay, thank you very much. We need credible people to prioritize development. That's particular submission. Good morning, Agate Radio. I want to say there was no local government election in Benue State on Saturday, October 5, 2024. My polling unit at LGEA Primary School in Niman, here in Makudi, I went to vote but didn't see any electoral materials, but only 2 security personnel. And I also visited FIRS and doctors' quarters polling units to see if there was an election, but nothing was found. Richard Ajekwe from High Level in Makudi says so. All right, that's right in the state capital. So Good morning.
Good morning, the guests in the studio.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
I'm calling from Agan, Third. My name is Yambe Philip.
Yambe Philip, speak to us briefly.
Thank you very much. There's a song that Timaya say, as they pay me, now so they sweet them. As they pay them, now so they sweet me. This was what happened far back in 1999 when PDP were winning. People were complaining. Now it is paying PDP. That is just it. Nathaniel, please, I want to ask you one question. I was still a child, quite okay.
A question from you?
I'll leave it for you here. But what I want to ask you is this. If the governor went to his own local government to vote for election, because I heard his call when he was reporting from Radio Benue, then other places there was no election. The governor has played his part. The BSEC chairman should be questioned thoroughly for this.
Okay, Yambe Philip, you say you called from North.
Chairman cannot give an account on what is happening. People reporting all over this place that no election will hold here, there, and there. Then the BSEC chairman should be questioned for this.
Okay.
And secondly, what the Labour man is complaining that he won election in one of these words. It is right, he won it. Please, they should return what belongs to Caesar. They should give him what belongs to the Labour Party.
Yambe Philip.
Thank you.
Yambe Philip, before you go, you say you called from North Bank, right?
Yes,
okay.
But the very day of the election, I was not in Agan.
Okay.
I was in Achusa. But I saw the voting process in Achusa.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can tell you.
Okay.
But the very day the election hold in Agan, I wasn't in Agan.
How about?
This is my...
Hello, Philip. How about?
Yes, I'm hearing.
How about Agan? Did you vote? You say you were in Achusa, but did your people vote in Agan?
I did not ask anybody. Let me be honest with you.
Okay. Thank you for being honest, Yambe Philip. By the way, you said BSEC chairman should be questioned. You asked me who conducted the election in 1999. I may not give a direct answer because maybe they discuss. And for mine is not to give answers. Okay. Good
Hello.
morning. Morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you for joining us on Perspectives.
Yes, my name is Ezra Lupe Daniel.
Yes.
Calling from high level.
Good. Ezra, speak to us.
Yes. I think for we the masses, all the talks they are talking there, we have no business with it. And we know that is part of democracy. In Nigeria, whatever that is being done, except when the court confirm it. So I know what they are talking about. It will surely end in the court. The radio should not be a place for them to be bringing up with complaints in order to cause acrimony in the minds of Benue populace. For us, whoever is the winner, we don't care about the process. Whoever they present to us as a winner.
Ezra Lupe, are you there?
I'm here, sir.
Okay, just briefly, let me make a clarification. This program is not intended to stimulate any acrimony or anarchy. We don't sound like that. We have only provided a platform for us to review the process, which is why you also have the opportunity to have your comments, right?
Yes, my concern is I wonder why you would bring up politicians on the radio while we have civil society organization. The society, the government have been saying the government is for the people. It is not for politicians. Nigerians are not good losers. That's the problem.
Okay.
Whatever they lose, they will apportion, they will bring out so many excuses why that thing did not go well. Why they could not even report to any place when the thing was going on. So they should not come to the radio and cause problems in the minds of we, the masses.
Not at all.
We are ready to work with anybody that is presented to us as a winner.
That's fine. That's fine. That is established. Thank you for calling in. But in any case, we should also make you, Lupe, to understand that the politicians are the political parties are the ones that participated in the process. So they are the ones to review, not disputing that the civil society or whoever will have their comments to. You are an electorate, you are a voter, you have also reviewed. So if you are accepting that whoever made you work with the person, that's fine, but don't discredit our choice of the guest. Good morning.
Good morning. Don't just have call again.
Briefly,
you know,
James, briefly.
They are giving us this opportunity in all radio stations. It was given to us at ASUS. We said what we saw in our polling unit. And we are also the masses. We are telling the nation what we saw, what happened.
Okay.
There's some of us does not belong to any political party.
Beautiful.
That the right thing must be done.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, James. Thank you. So for those who may think it's about causing disaffection, no, that is not the intention of the program at all. And nobody should believe it that way. Good morning.
Yes, it's Stekula Haji back on your line.
Oh, this group of people have decided to be back now.
Yes, I want to condemn those people that
that is condemning the radio station in total. Because we have done this in several radio stations, asking how you done your election, you conduct your election in your places.
Thank you.
That is not to condemn a radio station like that.
Thank you, Haji. Thank you. So it is not only Agate Radio. The world over, every media outfit bring politicians to analyze or discuss a process they also participated in. So we should get it clear from that point of view. Good morning.
Good morning. I am Doga Benjamin, calling from Yelwata, my local government.
Thank you, Doga Benjamin. How is Yelwata this morning?
It's fine and nice.
Go ahead and speak to us, Benjamin.
My polling unit is at triple care. Okay, meanwhile, that triple care polling unit, headers has already taken over that polling unit since the voting has been taking place in Yelwata. Meanwhile, none of the electoral material has been seen in Yelwata that very day, which is on Saturday. But precisely this thing, it is a usual process. During PDP administration, they do ask us to go and vote for our right choice. Getting there, you will not say anything. And now it is a season of APC. APC, they are doing, it's a continual process they have been doing. Any of the local government elections, that is how they normally do it. But I am surprised that during earlier administration, the things have been going well in Benue. I don't expect them to do that. But anyway, they did it because it has been a usual process that has been happening in local government elections.
Okay, so for how long should we continue doing the wrong thing and expecting a good result?
That is why I say they have terminated during this earlier administration because he is doing us well. They shouldn't have continued with the continual process.
Okay, Benjamin Doga, thank you. And that will be the last call we will take because our time is no longer there. I'll come back to you. Beginning with you, Morgan, you listen to the callers. Almost, if not all, majority of the callers did said, I wouldn't want to say alleged because they quoted and even called some pollings or anything of sort was seen.
The concerns of the callers, both those who commented on Facebook and who called in the radio directly, their concerns, I respect them. That is why I call on the National Assembly to expedite action on the creation of a body that will conduct local government elections. Either take it back to INEC or create a new body that will take over local government elections in Nigeria. Be that as it may, I would like to commend the president of the country, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for this legendary reform process to the people, and it brings development at the doorstep of people at the grassroots. And so elections are key when it comes to the system of the local government. And so we expect that this National Assembly will make these laws and these agencies will come to place so that all these issues and all these concerns raised by callers can be addressed. Okay,
so you support the callers who advocated that, provided the elections are conducted by state electoral commissions, there will be lacking in integrity, and INEC or a new body should be in place to take its conduct.
I respect their concerns. I do respect their concerns.
Okay. By the way, you commended the president. But we are discussing Benue, for instance. Are you satisfied with the interest of the governor of Benue State with regards to repositioning the local government, and to what extent is he pursuing that agenda as manifesting in the conduct of this recent local government election?
I respect the president. I commended him because he is the reason why, by the Supreme Court, through the instrumentality, I have raised a very, very genuine concern here. I said the executive governor of Benue State, Reverend Hassan Dalia, today in the wee hours inaugurated, swore in
the council chairman
who are not candidates of the APC in the local government elections. There is no need for such an event to be done hurriedly. I think it was that as an executive governor, there are ways of doing these things. People, if you do things in that manner, people begin to question the process. And so people would have been enlightened to give a date for inauguration. Everyone would be aware that this is the day that they are doing swearing in for these elected persons. And he would have sworn in those candidates of the APC. Those who he has sworn in are not candidates of the party.
Okay, so maybe since they're not candidates of your party, are you looking the direction of go to court, as Nigerians will always say?
The party will take a stance. And I think I'll hold my thought on that for now.
Okay, Engineer Otene, let me have your reaction to the submissions made by various callers, not particular issues, but you listen to them, particularly that elections did not hold in most of the places they called. If the elections never held as alleged or as stated by them, are the declaration, the results declared actually a reflection of the process that can be acceptable as an election bringing in people on board?
Like I said from the beginning, I wanted to correct an impression and it kept coming up. When I commended at that speech was the process, the preparation. What BSEC did, the preparation from seems good until when we got to the field. That said, I'm also aware that most of these candidates, all of them, committed so much resources into this election with the hope that this election is going to be free and fair. And if at the end of the day, that was not the case, you can imagine the reaction. As I speak to you, results have been announced, winners have been declared, but we have not received the CTC, that is the certified true copy of this result. And we in Labour Party, we are going to demand for that, and we are going to look at it before we begin to make clear pronouncement. We are reviewing the whole process as a party. Then we'll make a very clear pronouncement on where we stand. And we are going to demand where things are not done properly, we are going to demand that it should be done properly. Where we have reviewed and see that we have won, we will demand for our election be given back to us. You know, like I say, I don't want to make a blanket statement, but we will do the right thing. We will demand for the right thing. And that is why. I don't want to go into APC internal crisis, but I believe that when we get to that bridge, we'll take on that. And another, if the government is...
yes, the news is already out there that the local government elections petition tribunal has been constituted. Okay, good. It's already there. Okay, we have not carried it, but I must admit that it is announced that a tribunal for the local government has been constituted. And certain.
We wouldn't want to be anything different. We will look at it and we will choose the way of the law. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Pila, let me have your thoughts. You listen to the callers as well.
Very well.
Make your submissions of what you make of what.
Credibility. If you want credible people at the local government levels, you should take ballot boxes, take election materials to the polling units. Let the people choose. There is one thing. In all elections that we vote for people, in all positions that we vote, most of these people don't live at the grassroots. For houses of assembly, for house of reps, senators, governors, the president, they don't live with the people because the offices are not local. But for chairman and councillors, they are the people that interact with the villagers, with the locals every day. And so it will only be proper if you take election materials to the polling units and they are popular, On Saturday, I wanted to really see if they are popular. And instead of going to the field to test their popularity, they decided to opt for a selection process that held only in Makodi at the BSEC office. And so we are not happy. And again, I wanted to clear something. In 1999, when local government elections held, so many political parties won. I remember that Charles Tobune won under APP in Kuma local government, and other ones I cannot remember. And so it's not always the case that one party wins or no. In 1999, I know that there were so many people that won under a political party other than PDP. Even in 2007, when we conducted local government elections, we had councillors that won under other political parties. I'm aware of that too. And again, when you say politicians shouldn't be brought on this program, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, says that before someone is featured in any election, the person must belong to a political. The law says you must belong to a political party, and it is that party that will sponsor you for any election, and that is why.
Briefly, how do you react to the concerns by callers that your party, the PDP, has done this in the past, therefore you have no moral?
I have just cleared it. I have just told you that in 1999, so many people won. I mentioned Charles Tobune, he won for Goma. As chairman of Goma local government, it wasn't under PDP. In 2007, when His Excellency Samuel Tom, then governor, conducted local government elections, we had people that were under other political parties. You can find out.
That's in 2017.
2017. I'm talking about here. I was also a participant in the government, and I know very well that it took place. And so it is not correct that PDP did in the past. We have had elections where other people also won. When we did the second election, other political parties boycotted, and that is why PDP won all the elections. And so it is not correct to say that PDP did in the past. And maybe I should go ahead and find us to fire. And so if you hire somebody for a job and he doesn't do the job well, the blame rests squarely at your table. And so we blame BSEC. It's an independent body, but the governor cannot be absorbed of this blame because he is the governor of the state. The money that was sent to conduct this election was was approved by the assembly through his office, and so he cannot be absorbed. Both the governor, His Excellency Reverend Father Hyson earlier, and the BSEC chairman are to be blamed for the sham they call an election that took place on Saturday. As a party, we have called for the total cancellation of that election. That's our position. Thank you.
Engineer Otene, just 10 seconds of your concluding words. 10 seconds, no more than that.
I just want to thank our contributors and let them know that Labour Party is going to come up with its own statement concerning how the election went. And I want to thank everybody that was involved in this election, whatever. But at the end of the day, the Benue people should be the winners. It should be the losers if things are not properly done. Thank you.
And from you, Mr. Hyomo, 10 seconds. No more.
Yes, I want to call on the candidates of our party, APC, across the state, that justice will be done, that they will get their mandates back. I also want to thank the Benue people for voting.
Have you not gotten your mandate already?
No,
Which
but
one?
The candidates that were sworn in today are not those sponsored by the APC in Benue State.
So just 2 seconds.
And so
2 seconds.
we want to thank. We want to thank.
We may not have the time anymore.
People for trusting in our party and for voting for our party. But of course, justice will be done.
It's okay. The election has been lost and won. The winners have been sworn in already. Discussions will continue. Debates now. The legal fireworks will continue. Agate Radio will be here to delve into the issues as they continue to unfold. I must thank you, Engineer Idoko Otene, Interparty Advisory Council Chairman and Chairman of Labour Party in Benue State. Daniel Morgan is an APC Stalwart and factional spokesperson of the party.
You will be sued for contempt of court for calling a factional chairman. Okay. I am not. I'm the State Public Secretary of this party.
Okay. Daniel Pila is a PDP Stalwart, People's Democratic Party Stalwart in Benue State. Gentlemen, I must thank you very sincerely for coming on today's edition of Perspectives.
Thank you very much.
That's our program today. Join us on Wednesday for a fresh edition. My name is Nathaniel Nongu. Have yourself a great week ahead and goodbye.